Given the millions of billions of Earth-like planets, life elsewhere in the universe, without a doubt, does exist. In the vastness of the universe, we are not alone. Albert Einstein.
Practically as interesting if we found mats of microbial life as it would if it was like a green alien with a ray gun, because it's life somewhere off of Earth. That's the boundary we'd be crossing in our quest to convert ignorance into knowledge.
Do you think that it would unite humanity?
Good point. So I don't know for sure, but I can tell you, given how tribal we have all been, especially in recent years, where we are finding reasons to separate ourselves and then fight, to find life somewhere else might be the first occasion to unify Earth as a tribe of its own.
Given the important advances in astrophysics, some scientists believe that there is a chance of finding extraterrestrial intelligence in the next decades. On August 15, 1977, a strange signal from the constellation Sagittarius was received by the Big Ear radio telescope. The signal, known as the WAH signal, reached an intensity up to 30 times higher than the usual signals and had a duration of 72 seconds. Its name comes from the note written at that moment by the person who discovered it, Jerry R. Eman, collaborator and SETI project, a project for the search for extraterrestrial intelligence founded by NASA in 1960. The WAH signal is, among all the strange signals received up to now, the one that has the greatest likelihood of having been emitted by intelligent extraterrestrial beings, despite its origin still being uncertain to this day. Seth Shostak, astronomer and director of SETI, Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence, declared before the House Science Committee of the American Congress that in a couple of decades, we will have found evidence of its existence.
The chances of finding it, I think, are good, and if that happens, it'll happen in the next 20 years, depending on the financing.
A first contact could be close. The question is, do we really want them to find us? What will these forms of life be like? What will their aims be? Is anybody out there?
I am here to discuss the so-called flying saucers. The Air Force interest in this problem has been due to our feeling of an obligation to identify and analyze to the best of our ability anything in the air that may have the possibility of threat or menace to the United States. In pursuit of this obligation, since 1947, we have received and analyzed between 1,000 and 2,000 reports.
Major Keyhole, as author of the book Flying Saucers Are Real, what is your opinion of these new sightings of unidentified objects?
With all due respect to the Air Force, I believe that some of them will prove to be of interplanetary origin. During a 3-year investigation, I found that many pilots have described objects of substance and high speed. One case, pilots reported their plane was buffeted by an object which passed them at 500 miles an hour. Obviously, this was a solid object, and I believe it was from outer space.
My gosh!
An unidentified flying object.
Look at that thing, dude.
Spotted by 2 Navy fighter pilots flying high above the clouds.
Look at that thing. It's rotating.
These newly released videos from the Department of Defense, published by the New York Times and Washington Post, part of a once secret government program to investigate sightings of so-called anomalous aerial vehicles in the skies.
Look at that thing. It's rotating.
Images of that rotating thing captured by U.S. Navy aircraft, sensors locking in on the target. Commander David Fravor saw it firsthand during a training mission, describing it like a 40-foot-long tic-tac, maneuvering rapidly and changing direction.
As we both looked out the right side of our airplane, we saw a disturbance in the water and a white object, oblong, pointing north.
The object was first sighted in 2004, then similar objects again in 2015. Footage of the sightings, declassified by the military, weren't made public until December 2017 by the New York Times and a group that researches UFOs.
There's a whole fleet of them. Look on the ASA. My gosh. They're all going against the wind. The wind's 120 knots from the west. Look at that thing, dude.
This was extremely abrupt, like a ping pong ball bouncing off a wall. The ability to hover over the water and then start a vertical climb from basically zero up towards about 12,000 feet and then accelerate in less than 2 seconds and disappear is something I had never seen in my life.
And was anybody above us that passed us like 30 seconds ago?
Number 71 Papa Golf negative.
Okay. A UFO. Yeah.
American 1095, let me know if you see anything pass over you here in the next 15 miles.
You know if anything passes over?
American 1095, affirmative. We had an aircraft in front of you that's 37 that reported something pass over him, and we didn't have any targets, so just let me know if you see anything pass over you.
I don't know what it was. It wasn't an airplane, but it passed us going the opposite direction. Hey, it's American 1095. Yeah, something just passed over us. Like a, don't know what it was, but it's at least 2,000 to 3,000 feet above us. So yeah, it passed right over the top of us.
Okay, American 1095, thank you. American 1095, can you tell if it was in motion or just hovering?
Make it out whether it was a balloon or whatnot, but it was just really either bright or had a big reflection on it, several thousand feet above us, going opposite directions.
Okay, Roger.
Was it a Google balloon? Tesla. UFO.
The word UFO, you say it, people have a knee-jerk reaction that it equals aliens. UFO, aliens. It means unidentified flying objects. We've investigated, we looked at this thing, and we still don't know what it is. It's a UFO, it's an unidentified flying object.
UFO is, or should mean, simply something in our airspace that we can't identify. And of course, every government and air force on the face of the planet wants to know what's in its skies. Are there any threats? Are there any opportunities? Is it the Russians? Is it somebody else?
I can't deny, I sit here right now and I can't deny that UFOs exist. I can't go that far to say they're extraterrestrial, but correct me if I'm wrong, the leading hypothesis is that they are.
Yes, even within government, we admitted that it was a possibility. But
what we're talking about here is UFOs. Now, half the world believes in UFOs. A lot of people believe in UFOs today. Today, it's not like it used to be. People are very open, especially now that we're hitting the space age.
That's right.
And we're beginning to see, just like Christopher Columbus, when he discovered America, people said, well, there's nothing out there, but he says, yes, there is. Today, we have new people, like yourself, saying, there's something out there. Some people are still saying, no, there's nothing. But a lot are saying, maybe there is. So, first of all, you said you met some UFOs now. You're saying these people are the gods, the ones that created this planet, other planets? What exactly are we talking about?
People came, these people, the Elohim, came on the earth. They didn't create the earth. But you know, they discovered the earth and they create life on earth. 20 years ago, the scientists say it's not possible you have life on another planet. Now the scientists say it's not possible that there is no life. They discovered slowly how big, how large is the universe, and the Elohim, thanks to this symbol, explained to us the size of the universe is infinity.
Right. You're talking about people from other planets? Is that what you're talking about?
Yes, yes. In 1973, I was journalist in the center of France in Clermont-Ferrand, and I met people coming from another planet, and they gave me the message which is inside this book. And when I stopped my car and by foot I went to the middle of the volcano, and then I saw a very strong flashing light in the sky, and slowly something like a flattened bell made of a very shining silver metal came down and stopped at about 30 meters from me. And at the beginning I was very, very happy to see that, but after I started to be a little bit not afraid, but a little bit surprised because a trapdoor was opened and somebody came out of this flying object. And it was a small human being with a very shining face, with a very, I don't know how to say that in English, a very kind, very full of love face. And he came to me and he gave me the message. And these people came a very long time ago on this planet, on the Earth. At this time there was no life, absolutely nothing on the Earth. And thanks to DNA and the genetic combination inside laboratories, they created all life on Earth. It means animal, plants, and finally man on their image, in their image. And we are the fruit of this fantastic scientific experimentation. And they send a lot of messengers in order to keep the proof of what they did. Among these messengers, you have Moses. You remember Moses at the top of the Mount Sinai, speaking face to face with not God, but people coming from space. Of course, for primitive people, everything coming from space must be a God. But now we start to travel in space, we start to create life in laboratory ourselves, and we start to understand it's possible to come from the sky without to be a God. And the name of these people is inside the Bible. And it's because many people usually say in the Bible it's written God. No. Original Bible was written in Hebrew, then translated from Hebrew to Greek, then from Greek to Latin, and then from Latin in English. Original Bible in Hebrew, you never have the word God, but Elohim. And in Hebrew, Elohim doesn't mean God, but those who came from the sky, and it's plural. So I think this is the best way to summarize this message. And of course, they knew, these people coming from space, they knew one day, human being, us, we will finally be able to travel in space ourselves and to discover how to create life. And they thought, what can we do to let them approve of what we did? And they gave us messages through the messengers they had in the past, like Moses, like Jesus, like Elijah, a lot of messengers, Ezekiel, they gave message. So thanks to these people, today we can have the Old Testament and we can find the word Elohim. This was all about, this story was all about that.
You are, as I mentioned, building an embassy, or would like to build an embassy on Earth for the extraterrestrials.
To welcome them back.
And you, in fact, have a model here. Let's just look at this model. So, explain what we're seeing.
This embassy, which has to be built as close as possible to Jerusalem. Why? Because the first laboratory they had was very close to Jerusalem, where they did create life. Our ancestor Adam and Eve, they did create this close to Jerusalem, and so sentimentally, because they love us, they would like it to be close to Jerusalem.
They've told you this?
Yes, this is a main entrance, and then you have the building with the star at the top, where they will meet the world governments and the world press, and this is a private place.
Why do they actually need an embassy?
Oh, it's very easy to understand. Anytime they appear, all the military try to shoot down their space vessel, so they want to be welcome, and they also want to have a neutral place with a diplomatic neutrality. They don't want to create any advantage to any country, so it will be an extraterritoriality and a demilitarized airspace. They are not invaders. They have a very advanced civilization. They are people of love and peace and harmony. And they love us, and they are a little bit afraid of us because of all the violence we have on the earth and the nuclear powers, the nuclear bomb, and they are afraid for us, and the pollution.